Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, we're going to be talking about 5 limiting beliefs that you must change in order to succeed, okay? Now, this in itself isn't a limiting belief. You don't need to do these 5 things, but I personally think they are very important, which is why I'm going to discuss them today. So this in itself isn't a limiting belief, just so we are clear with that. But remember, guys, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications. I PayPal people up to £25 3 times a week, so make sure you have your notifications turned on, you comment on the videos, and put yourself forward for those giveaways, okay? But let's crack into this video straight away. Now, the first thing I actually want to show you is a newspaper article, okay? And this isn't really a limiting belief, but this is something I wanted to pull attention to because the importance of taking action, right? Let's make sure you can see this. I'm going to read this out for you. So Mark Zuckerberg, CEO of Facebook, invited 5 people to his Harvard dorm room. You might know this story, by the way, but 9 years ago to discuss a business opportunity. Only 2 people showed up and they got in. Today, those 2 people are billionaires. So those are the 2 guys, right? And the point of this is that those 2 people took action. They made a choice to go to that meeting, whereas the other 3 people did not go, and they missed out on potentially billions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars by not going to a meeting, okay? By not taking action, not seeing an opportunity. So one of the things I just want to put out to you guys, that one of the big things that I see people not do or do is they talk about wanting to take action and wanting to set up this business and wanting to start Amazon and wanting to start affiliate marketing and wanting to start a YouTube channel, but they never actually do it. And it doesn't matter how much you want something, it doesn't matter how much you desire it, if you don't do it, you are never, ever going to get it, right? You have to do something, even if it's a very small commitment that you make today that will basically do something today that your future self will thank you for, okay? Don't do something today that your future self will not thank you for, right? So the importance of taking action is just kind of summed up in that little picture just there, right? Let's go to the next slide. The first limiting belief, right? And for those of you guys that don't know what a limiting belief is, it's something that we're, I guess, taught that, we're brought up thinking that these beliefs are in our ecosystem, they're in our social environment, but actually they do limit us to a certain level of success, so or even happiness. So this is what I'm going to show you. The first one is people think, hey, I need to be the first person, I need to invent something new, I need to be the trendsetter. And that is far from the case. Actually, really there are very few trendsetters. Most of business, most of music, most of art, all that sort of stuff is just a recycling of other material. It's taking something that is already working very well and taking influence from it, making it a little bit of your own, and then repackaging. So a lot of business is just the same model repeated over and over and over and over. And you see this by the biggest companies in the world, you see it from medium-sized companies, and you see it from small companies as well. So the big thing you've got to remember, guys, is that you do not have to be first. It's actually a good idea not to be first, because the first people that go into a market or a new type of product, or they create something, they're taking a huge risk, both financially and financially, really, they're taking a massive risk, because what if it doesn't work? What if there isn't any demand for their product or their service? What if no one likes it? What if it backfires? What if they lose money? What if they lose their house? What if they lose everything, right? They are putting it all on the line to be first. Whereas you could be, second, third, fourth, fifth, 600th, 200th, and still make a huge amount of money, be very successful, because you've seen that the business model works, you've seen that this service works, and you can just follow someone else's footsteps, right? And there's a quote by Tony Robbins that I just want to read to you, okay? And he said, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results that you want and copy what they do, and you'll achieve the same results. So let's look into that a little bit deeper, right? You guys know Tony Robbins. He's a massive motivational speaker. He's all about mindset. He's all about, you are in control of your own life, your own decisions, your own thoughts, and what, happens to you. And he's saying, someone with his amount of success, and he mentors some of the biggest businessmen and women in the world. He is saying, right, if you don't trust me, if you're not going to believe me, trust him, right? Believe this guy, because he does this. He's done it for years and years and years, and he knows what success looks like. He's saying, if you want to be successful, so if you're sitting there on, watching this on YouTube, and you sit there thinking, I want to be successful. You think about it at night before you go to bed. You think about it in the morning when you wake up. You look at other people that do have the success that you want, and you're thinking, well, why don't I have that? Well, what are you doing today to copy their success, to replicate what they've done? If you can find someone that has the results that you would like, then all you need to do is start replicating what they are doing, and you will achieve the same results if you were replicating the same thing. Granted, you might want to change it up a little bit, but this goes for, anything like I do in terms of personal branding, Amazon, affiliate marketing, but this can go for any business whatsoever. If you want to start up a business, find someone that does it well and just copy what they do, right? So Tony Robbins is a massive guy. I think you guys will agree with that. Of course, if you don't, then let me know, but I don't think there's anyone that will not agree with this statement, right? Second limiting belief is too late. So, hey, look, you don't have to be first, great, but a lot of people say, well, it's too late to get involved. And this happens all the time with Amazon FBA. Like, people say, oh, it's too late, it's too saturated, it's this, that, and the other. And it's just not true. It's never too late to get started. A lot of people that say it's never too late will never take action. So for them, do you know what? Yeah, they're never going to be successful because they're always going to be putting a limiting belief behind the decisions that they make. All right. Of course, the sooner you do things, the better. If you realize there's a good opportunity now and you don't take action for 4 months, it's not saying it's too late, but you could have definitely taken action sooner, and you could have got to the point where you wanted to be sooner. But I wouldn't say it's ever too late. Now, again, there are maybe with Amazon there are some, exceptions to this. For example, if you buy a seasonal product or if you buy a product that's a fad, then yeah, sometimes it can be too late. But Amazon as a total, not too late. Affiliate marketing, never too late. YouTube, never too late. Instagram, never too late. Facebook, never too late. These things are only growing. And in terms of limiting belief, it's too late. There's too many people. All that sort of stuff. Just get that thought out of your mind, because if you have that mentality, you're never going to take action on anything, and you will always never be successful in any business because you're just not going to take action, right? Go back to that first thing of the Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg inviting 2 people. If someone said, "Oh, internet's a fad," or it's too late to get involved in the internet, then they're stupid. They would have made a massive mistake. It's never too late. Next limiting belief, I'm not an expert, so how can I do this, right? Particularly with YouTube, right? A lot of people ask me and say, you've created a YouTube channel, or I want to create a YouTube channel, but I'm not an expert, so what can I talk about? And the bottom line here is that you don't have to be an expert. And very rarely do you find an expert, because really that person is just learning from someone else, from other resources, and combining that and sharing it with you. So just remember that you do not have to be an expert. Particularly with YouTube, you can share what you're doing, and at the beginning you won't be an expert. You'll be a noob, but eventually over time you will build that success, you will build that knowledge, and you will become very, very knowledgeable, and you'll be able to share that information with other people. And of course, in other businesses, that's exactly the same. When you get a new job, right? If you recently got a new job, or you can remember when you last changed your job role, at the beginning, you're not an expert. You're not good at it. You need to learn. But right, people get stuck in something called the fixed mindset, which means, well, if I'm rubbish at it now, I'm always going to be rubbish at it. Now, you do not want to get stuck in that mindset. If you're rubbish at it now, then all you have to do is learn how to be good at it. Again, go back to Tony Robbins. Find someone that is good and learn what they did. Learn from who they learned from. And you will, again, become a lot more knowledgeable in that realm. So, again, it doesn't matter if you're not an expert. It really doesn't matter, because guess what? You can learn. I just wanted to show you some quotes as well from Albert Einstein. He's one of my favorite scientists, one of my favorite dudes in terms of like quotable people, because he's just incredibly intelligent. And this is one that I really, really like, and I kind of something I really think about, and it's stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution, right? So whenever you come up with a good idea, there's always someone going, well, that's not a great idea. Have you thought about this, that, and the other? So let's use YouTube as an example, right? So I go to someone, I'm going to start YouTube up to document my journey, and someone goes, well, who's going to watch it? Or do you not worry about people, like, about what they think of you? Or that's never going to work. So if you have people like that in your life that are negative, you need to just stay away from them, right? You need to completely stay away from them, because they are never, ever going to help you. They're only going to bring you down. You want to get away from those people. You want to surround yourself with positive energy, right? Positive mindset. For someone saying, do you know what? That is a great idea. Maybe have a look at these resources here, which will help you get to that stage quicker, right? Fluffing someone's ego is sometimes useful to do, but in other ways, sometimes it's not, right? If you think something's a bad idea because of your own experience, just because it's your experience doesn't mean that someone else is going to have the same one, all right? So if, for example, you started affiliate marketing and you made zero money on it, it doesn't mean that you can't make money from affiliate marketing. It means that you didn't make money from affiliate marketing. And if someone else wants to get involved with it, then you can say, yeah, affiliate marketing is great. I wasn't so good at it, but these are the things that were hard for me. So you can go and research those topics and try and not make the mistakes I did. So always stay away from negative people. Stay around positive people, people that will push you further, people that will help you, mentor you, teach you, and share as well. So the next one, this is definitely my favorite quote by Albert Einstein, and it's the definition of insanity. And it's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So you want to be rich, right? You want to be successful, you want to be rich, but you're going to your job every single day doing the same thing. You're never going to get rich. You're never going to be or have the success that you want, because you're doing the same thing that you've always done. And if that's like me in my own life, okay, if I want more success than I'm having now, I need to do things differently to them doing them today, right? I need to get better. I need to learn more. I need to evolve. I need to innovate what I'm doing, not in my own personality, but my knowledge as well. So again, don't get caught doing the same thing, the same monotonous tasks over and over again and expecting a different result, expecting someone to hand you £1 million. That's not going to happen. You need to go out and make it happen, right? You need to go out there and you need to take action, right? You need to go out there and take action, because if you don't, you're going to be stuck doing the same thing again, over and over again. So the fourth limiting belief here is, what if I fail? And this really comes down to the fear of failure. And this is a really big one, a really big topic that I kind of want to get into today. And everyone has this, by the way, guys. Everyone has a fear of failure, and this is probably one of the biggest limiting beliefs that everyone has. Certainly, I have as well. Is that, what if it goes wrong? What if I can't make any money? What if I can't pay my rent? What if my website doesn't kick off? What if my YouTube, no one watches it? What if I can't make money affiliate marketing? What if my Amazon product fails? What if this? What if that? What if that? And again, you have to think about that. And I'm going to try and put a YouTube video in the comments below of I think it's called the red dot theory or something like that. And basically, it means that you can never see round the corner. Okay, and I like to use a maze as the analogy for this, right? With a maze, you never know what's around the corner. You don't know how to get to the middle, right? So the person that has a fear of failure, so not completing the maze, they're not even going to try it. They're going to sit on the sidelines, let their friends go through the maze. They're going to have a great time doing it, and they're going to get to the middle eventually. Whereas they're going to sit on the sidelines because they didn't think they could do it, so they didn't even try. Whereas the people that went into the maze, yeah, they got lost. They went the wrong way. It might have taken them a lot longer than they thought it would have. But eventually they got to the middle, they completed that maze, and then they were able to come out because they knew where they were going now. So think of that analogy, right? You can't see around the corner until you've gone round it. And hey, if it's the wrong way, if it wasn't quite right, then at least you know where you've come from. You can backtrack and you can maybe go down a different path. But the fear of failure is real, guys. People, I have this fear of failure all the time of is what I'm doing correct? Is it what it's right? But what you have to remember is, even if it's the wrong decision, it's still a good decision, right? So you can make the right decision, you can make the wrong decision, or you can make no decision, right? Sometimes all of them are good decisions, right? Sometimes one of them is a bad decision. Taking no action or can be a bad decision, but sometimes taking no action is a good decision. But what you've got to do is decide to take action. You have to go in and do it, because you never know when you're going to complete that maze, and you don't want to be that person sitting on the sidelines afraid to even start, right? You cannot be successful. You cannot be successful if you don't start, right? Goes back to this. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. If you aren't doing things differently, how can you ever expect to have, crazy results, good results? So try at the best of times not to have that fear of failure, right? Just do things. And then what you'll find is that fear of failure gets smaller and smaller and smaller until you find something else that's scary. And then again, take action, and the fear of failure will get smaller and smaller and smaller as you do it. But it's never going to go away. Even the people that I do think, like Tony Robbins, I think he will have a fear of failure, but his mentality is so strong that he'll have it, but he ignores it, right? These people that are super successful, they just ignore that fear of failure because it's not a thing. It's not actually it's not a thing. What's the worst that can happen, right? So, the fifth thing, I don't need to be successful, and this is down to, I guess, your own personality and your own limiting beliefs, but also your own goals, right? A lot of people say that money doesn't buy you happiness, and I don't need to be successful to be happy. I don't need to have loads of money. I don't need to have this. Well, yeah, you're right. You don't need to have those things. You don't need to have a roof over your head. You don't need to have nice food. You don't need to have nice clothes. You don't, all these things you don't need to be alive. But do you know what? They're nice. Having a nice house and a warm environment to live in is pretty nice. Having nice food and being able to go out, buy presents for people, spend time with your loved ones, those things are nice things to do. You might not necessarily need them, but hey, I would rather have them than not. Or some people say, I don't need money to be happy. And I would say, actually, if I were to give you a lot of money, you would probably be happier than if I didn't give you all the money, right? If I had £1 million to give to someone, which I don't, if I had £1 million to give to someone, I said, look, here's, I like you, have this money, there you go. And I can probably guarantee that person will be happier with that money than without, right? And if they've worked for it, if you've worked for that money, then it's going to mean so much more to you because you're going to have that internal feeling of success, which is an incredible feeling. When you win something, when you win a prize, when you win a race, when you achieve something, you have a good feeling in your body, right? Endorphins are released. You like that feeling. And people say, again, money can't buy you happiness. And if you're unhappy, then maybe money won't make you happy, right? But it will relieve the tensions of things that are potentially making you unhappy. So if your job is making you unhappy because you're living paycheck to paycheck, then guess what? More money is going to solve that issue because you're not going to be stressed out. Stress is a massive issue in this modern culture, right? People are too stressed. Everyone gets stressed. What do people stress over the most? Money, right? It's probably money and family. Those are the two things that people stress over most. And one of those things can be solved, right? Very, very easily by just working, taking action, doing all the things we've spoke about here, right? Not doing the same thing, expecting different results, copying people that are successful to achieve the same results. And you can do those things. You don't need to be successful, but hey, it's a lot nicer to be successful and have that self-gratification and maybe the extra income, the ability to do the things you want to do when you want to do them. And yeah, it's a lot nicer than people think of it. And what I think goes through definitely my head and other people's heads and all that sort of stuff is that if you haven't had success in the past, you don't know what it feels like. That's definitely one of these limiting beliefs. And this is going to be kind of down to the person. Some people are happy to work a 9-to-5 job, for years and years and years. And I've got nothing against that sort of stuff. And if that makes you happy, then cool. But I can probably say that if you were to have a little bit more success, then with that comes other effects, right? There's things that happen because of that success, which will probably make you happier, which will probably make you want to strive for more success and basically be a happier person. But remember, guys, let's go through these ones just one more time. So remember, the first thing is you do not need to be first, okay? It's actually sometimes a good idea not to be first. It's never too late to get involved. You don't have to be an expert. Don't get stuck in that fixed mindset status or place. And, you have that fear of failure, but do not worry. If you take action, then it will get gradually smaller as you go. And if you can just ignore that fear of failure. And again, the fifth limiting belief is that, I don't actually need to be successful. When in actual fact that when you're successful, everything does get a little bit easier and a little bit happier. That's definitely what I felt, even though I've got, you know, a small amount of success, but I'm definitely happier because of it, okay? Because I've been able to do the things that I want to do. I'm not working for anyone else, and that's been really important for me. So guys, that's today's video. I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments what are some your limiting beliefs, and be honest with yourself. Look into your own personality and think to yourself, what are the things that are holding me back, right, from doing whatever it is you want to do? And at this moment, we're not talking about Amazon and YouTube and affiliate marketing. It may be, and if that's the case, fantastic. But think about your life in general. But what is holding you back, right? And be honest with yourself. Leave it in the comments. If you have any additions to these, because of course there are loads and loads and loads. Like, I need loads of money to invest in businesses. Of course, you don't need a huge amount of money. There's loads more that didn't quite make the cut. But leave them in the comments below, and it'd be nice to have a little bit of a discussion about this. Remember, subscribe, turn on notifications. I give away up to £25 3 times a week via PayPal on my videos. So, of course, I will see you. When will I see you? I will see you tomorrow, of course. Bye-bye.